Good morning friends and welcome to the pre-market view. US markets were marginally down about 0.25 to 0.3% ahead of the FOMC meet next week, and they have ended the 5 days winning streak. The 10-year bond yield in US continues to be around 2.92. European markets were also marginally down by about 0.25 to 0.3% as the July industrial production data from Eurozone was below expectations. And when we look at the Asian markets today morning, most of the markets are down about 0.4%. Both Nikkei, Hang Seng and most of the other Asian markets are showing some amount of weakness. And in terms of the flows, FIs were net buyers in the cash market to the tune of about 931 crore. The domestic institutional sellers to the tune of about 396 crore. And in the index futures, we have seen FIs selling to the tune of about 340 odd crore. Back home, our markets also were in a consolidation mode, and banking in particular was weak. Most of the banks were down anywhere from about 3% to as high as 6%. So something like a Yes Bank and IndusInd Bank were down almost about 4 to 6%. And the breadth of the market was okay, not much of a strength coming in. On that note, let me invite Sadhana to take us through important F&O cues, data and strategies that we can have in the F&O markets.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. In yesterday's session, we have seen that profits were taken away by market participants as around 0.49 lakh shares were reduced in open interest and Nifty futures premium decreased significantly from 27 points to 9.75 odd levels, ahead of IIP and CPI numbers which were supposed to announce after market hours, due to which Nifty finally slept the session with a loss of more than 1%. And PCR also cooled off further from 1.33 to 1.32, which is indicating a call option has added more number of shares than put option. And from second day in a row, we have seen that 6,000 call option as well as put option has seen a good number of activity, and yesterday's session we have seen that markets were unable to surpass those levels. Once Nifty will surpass 6,000 level, we can see higher upside in the market. Overall, our bias for the market is positive. We may see buying may continue to emerge in the market at lower levels. From intraday perspective, one can go long on CESC with a stop loss of 314.40 paisa. Thank you.
Here are the important news and events that we are tracking today. First of all, the IIP data that came in for the month of July, there was a positive surprise as the number was at about 2.3% versus the expectations of minus 0.2%. However, most of the growth was contributed by capital goods sector, which grew by 15.2%, and under capital goods only two items contributed to the growth, which is cable and rubber insulated products. So there is not broad-based kind of a recovery that we are seeing, and one has to be a little cautious of this number, and we don't think there is going to be too much of a positive reaction in the market because of this. At the same time, June the CPI data also came in at about 9.52% versus the expectations of 9.64, which means that there is some amount of cooling off in the inflation, which again is a bit of positive. There is a report which says that in case the government lifts the FI holding cap on the government securities, then that could be included in the JP Morgan Emerging Market Index, and that could fetch as much as about $40 billion into the country. So this could be one of the ways in which one can really look at improving the foreign exchange inflow into the country. And Federal Bank has approved the split of the stock in the ratio of about 1:5. The government of India have decided to refund the money paid by both BSNL and MTNL towards surrendering the BWA spectrum worth more than 11,000 crore. And also the government have taken a decision to make a provision for the pension of the employees totaling about 570 crore a year. The Forward Market Commission, or FMC, has decided to issue a show cause notice to the MCX to run a fit and proper test because of the controversy around NSCL and the fact that the promoters of MCX also continue to be the same. There is increasing pressure on the FMC to conduct such tests, and that could pave the way for substitution or replacement of the current management in MCX. The government has decided to fast track 17 large infra projects totaling about 4 lakh crore which we have been talking about for a while, but we are not seeing any great improvement at the ground level. And ILNFS Engineering has bagged a total order of rupees 244 crore. Coming to the stock specific news, the Bombay High Court has stayed a rupees 1500 crore tax demand on Idea Cellular, which is definitely a bit of a positive for Idea. So one can go long there with a stop loss of 161 and a target of about 169 to about 173. Aurobindo Pharma will acquire Yassin's Pharma, which is a company engaged in the production of APIs, which is a raw material for the pharma, and on the back of that one can go long on Aurobindo Pharma with a stop loss of 179 and a target of about 188 to about 192. That's it from all of us friends. Have a great weekend and see you on Monday morning.